Welcome to Blue Oracle Readings. I wanted to make this video to talk about what I believe and why I believe it. First and foremost, yes, I believe in God. I believe that our Creator is out there and He's bigger than we can imagine. I believe in angels. I believe that there are forces of good and there are forces of evil. That being said, I also believe in magic and many of the things that come with magic. There's aliens, there's fairies, dragons, mermaids. God is bigger than we can imagine. So why wouldn't He have created these things too? Why do I believe this way? And why do I believe in things that put me on the crazy train? All the best people are crazy. But really, my beliefs come from my lifetime of learning and experiencing things that just can't be explained any other way. I hope that by sharing my journey with you, you'll get to know me better. And if it resonates with you, then you can come with me on my journey as I learn and I grow. And we can learn and grow together. So what I want to do next is kind of a recap of my life. Pretty high level. I don't want to get into a lot of detail here. I don't want the video to get too long. But from the time I was young, I was already having experiences and just accepting spirits as a part of life. I had an uncle that through my adult life, I had memories till I was around 7 when I was convinced he had passed away. It was only about a year and a half ago that I learned he actually passed away when I was 3. So I guess I just got to see him and hang out with him a little bit. The house I grew up in was haunted. Multiple times I would see different things in the house and different things would happen. Showers would turn on, trash would jump out of the trash bin. Just other things that couldn't necessarily be explained. I also had dreams that came true on a regular basis. I couldn't stop them. They just happened. And that was when everything really became confusing for me. Went to a Lutheran church at the time, and for all intents and purposes, this was bad. This shouldn't happen. I went to my mom, kind of afraid a little bit, and I was like, I don't get this. This isn't matching. I have these dreams. It's not something that I'm searching for. It's just something that's happening. And she looked at me and she gave me the best advice. She said, Laura, are there prophets in the Bible? I was like, yeah, Ma, there's prophets in the Bible. Okay, so do you think that there couldn't be prophets today? Do you think God just stopped having prophets just because people stopped writing about them? And it made sense. I was like, oh, well, that's a lot of responsibility. So what am I supposed to do? You know, and then I had some things to figure out. It wasn't long after that that I went away to college, and that's when I first went ahead and got my first tarot deck and kind of started learning about those and different tools. To be clear, they are tools. They don't actually innately possess any magic on their own. They help you with the magic that's inside of you and help you focus it. So I'll discuss that in a later video, but I know that sometimes that's a taboo topic. In college, a few little experiences, mostly having to do with dreams about different people that I was going to school with, but I was pretty much in my 3D world there and kind of got through it. Later, I married. I had my first kid, and after I thought things were going well, everything kind of fell apart. I went through kind of a soul cleansing time. I had gotten away from a lot of the meditating and tarot practice, and I went ahead and jumped back into it. kind of the pain led me back to my spirit. From there, I did a little bit of tarot reading online. I had some visions. I started to realize that I could get those visions without being asleep and without using the cards. And I'll be honest, the first couple times it happened, it scared me. Um, I started to work with the person who was my closest friend at the time, helped me a lot through my divorce, just being there with me and being very, very supportive, something I will always treasure. And of course, she's one of my best friends to this day. Um, she and I started really practicing tarot together, and we started trying to use pendulums, and we did a few things. That led me to see some of the darker sides of magic, and one experience we had, we were using a necklace as a pendulum in a park, and whatever it was we tapped into, definitely dark energy. It actually cracked the stone from the necklace and made it break right off of the necklace. Um, Not even joking, the next day, a different friend's mother who lived in South Africa, I'm in the US, this call came in from South Africa that said, tell Laura, whatever she did, she needs to stop. And it was at that moment that everything I had kind of taken for granted around me, knowing spirits were there, knowing all of this was going on, really expanded for me. And I saw just how interconnected everything is here on our planet. So that was definitely a teaching moment. I came across my first bad, evil energy, and I learned just how connected we all truly are. So again, I believe in that because of my own experience and running into that. So a little while later in life, I was married again. I ended up with another beautiful daughter, and something happened while I was pregnant. My body just didn't handle the pregnancy very well. And one night, I kind of woke up. I thought for some reason, like there was a cat tail around my wrist. I had a cat at the time, and when I woke up, he was nowhere near my wrist. But I saw this little stone guy. He was probably 3 foot tall, walk down the hallway and away from my bed. And the nearest thing that I was able to find, a friend actually found for me, talked about these golems who would come and visit you, and they would either bless you or curse you, and it all depended on your reaction to them at the time. Me, just knowing this stuff is out there, I didn't really have any bad reaction. I was just like, oh, what's that? And I truly believe he came and blessed me because the pregnancy did have some complications, and we struggled through that for a little while after, and I believe the blessing is why I'm still here today. About a year and a half after that encounter, I also had some other odd pains. We were getting ready for an event with some friends, and the night before the event, we were camping in their backyard. And these stomach pains I had, I didn't know where they came from. They were pretty debilitating. I couldn't really help carry a whole lot, and I probably should have been checked out for it, but I didn't want to ruin the fun. So there I am, and it's 2 o'clock in the morning, and I'm still like laying on this air mattress in this screen tent in the backyard, and it hurts so much, and I can't even get to sleep, and my eyes are closed, and there's little tears, and I hear all this, and it kind of sounded a little like maybe a pig snort, and then I opened my eyes, and there beside me on the ground was this little tree spirit, and he was the one making the noise, or she, and I'd never seen anything like this before, um, ran kind of its arms like little vines over my stomach. All the pain went away. Never had another trace of it to this day. And that was almost 8, 9, 10 years ago. Um, and then it was just gone. And it was almost like a little tree spirit or something from the fairy realm, something that you could almost see being in like a children's fantasy movie. And it was amazing. And I saw it, I felt it, and I knew the other realm was just there. It was not the first experience. But that's why I believe this stuff is out there, because I've seen it, because I felt it, because it's been there for me when, I've prayed. God answers prayers in so many ways. And we just need to be receptive to the fact that he could do it in ways you won't even expect. So fast forward a little bit more, and that relationship also ended, and as they do. And I kind of had to go back inside myself again for a little bit. And not long after that, my closest and dearest friend that I had had for my entire life passed away. And I really didn't know how to handle that one. But I do know that not long after she passed, she came. I woke up. She was there. She gave me this story to write, which I still need to finish. I'm working on it. Um, she gave me a message for her mom, and then she was gone. And I sent the message to her mom. I don't know if she believed in the message or not. But again, it was another experience that I had, and it lets me know that those of us that, I'm trying to figure out how to put this, but those of us, or those that we've loved that passed away, are still with us on some level, at least for a time after their passing. They help us get where we need to be before they move on to their next jobs, their next lives, whatever it is that we do after we're done here. So, yet another experience, a little bit more turmoil in my life, and I ended up moving back to my hometown. And, I did a lot of soul searching there, and the closer I got to my soul, the more I was seeing things again. I was seeing fairies and gnomes and different things kind of running around. They're here with us. It's just our human eyes, ears, everything can only see a certain range of things. If we could just expand that, everything is there. You hear people talk about their third eye, and it's just basically elevating your existing eyes to another level, a level that you can feel more than you can touch. Since I've been in my hometown, I ended up in a home that's not very far away from my parents' house. And in the process, my mom, she ended up getting cancer, and she passed away about 1.5 years ago. And when I went through that with her, it took me back to that really dark place in my soul where I really just needed to pull myself together, learn more about me. I connected with this amazing person who is very spiritual and a medium, and has great connections with her angels and her guides. And when we connected, I realized that I actually knew her from when I was a teenager. We had worked together, and we kind of have reconnected, and she's been very instrumental in helping me get back to my roots, get back to who I am at my deepest levels. Since then, and since I started to really heavily work on this again with myself, where, I kind of went in and out of it for so many years of my life, now I'm in it, I'm here, I don't ever plan on kind of phasing away from this anymore. I'm going to face it head on. I'm going to do what I'm intended to do here. And the more I worked on myself, I ended up with a visit from an angel. One of the archangels came and they helped me see a lot of what's coming for us. Good stuff. Like, the world is in turmoil right now, but better is coming. Like, absolutely, just have faith. We're going to get there. And I really, truly believe that I was put here at the beginning again to find myself, to learn the things that I never learned because I just took the world around me with all of its spiritual elements for granted and didn't really study them. Like, I didn't study numerology, I didn't study astrology, I didn't study about crystals. I have a lot to learn, and like I said, I'm not giving up on it this time. I'm going to keep going. As I keep going, I want to bring you with me, and hopefully, the more I learn, the more you learn, the more collectively we can learn, we can grow, and the more we learn and grow, the better world we're going to be able to create as we go forward. So this is a lot of rambling, and I'm not quite sure about how long we're at yet, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. And I just want to remind you again, please feel free to ask me questions in the comments. Please feel free to talk to each other. Remember, I'm here to speak my truth. I want you to speak your truth. I want you to be kind, not just in my channel, but to everyone, as kind as you can be. And if we do have discussions here, please make sure they're in a respectful manner. I want different opinions. I want different points of view. That's the only way that we're going to grow, but we need to do that without name calling, without putting anybody else down, without telling people they're 100% wrong. Because remember, God put us all here. We all have our own journeys. We all have our own experiences. And if we can bring them together and we can learn from them, that's the goal. Thanks again for visiting. I hope you'll continue to join me on the path to find the magic in you. If you like this content, please be sure to subscribe and click the bell in order to receive updates when I get new content posted. Have a great day.